Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
According to the United Nations, it is estimated that over 40 million people across West Africa are expected to encounter desperate food shortages due to the much larger economic impact constituted by the COVID-19 pandemic. This was a major issue deliberated by members of the parliament at a delocalized meeting organized by the Joint Committee on Agriculture, Environment and Natural Resources, Industry and Private Sector, Health, Energy, Mines and Social Affairs, Gender and Women Empowerment, held in Guinea-Bissau. The conference with the theme Agricultural Production and Food Security in the Ecowas region under COVID-19 pandemic is aimed at identifying ways to mitigate the effects of food shortage, especially for vulnerable population in the region. Speaking during the opening of the session in Guinea-Bissau, the Speaker of the Parliament, Sidi Mohamed Tinis, noted that border closure, lockdowns, and curfew imposed by ECOWAS member states, which aimed at tackling the spread of the pandemic, had an unintended consequence of heightening food scarcity in the region, hence causing hardship for member states, adding that food scarcity has been a major concern across sub-Saharan Africa despite the outbreak of the pandemic, thus calling for a concerted effort to identifying robust techniques to curb the menace. The Speaker further stressed the need for member countries to invest in regional programs to enhance agricultural production, while seeking ways to minimize the negative effects of the COVID-19 pandemic through food security in West Africa.
The ECOWAS Parliament realizes the reality of a region that has been devastated by COVID-19 pandemic. In addition to the disruption of our programs and the shocks brought upon the economies, the pandemic has brought upon our shoulders even greater issues that demand robust action and real steps to mitigate future threats to the peace and security of our region. The chronic food crisis was driven by a variety of factors, including economic shocks, climate change, and civil conflicts, intended to slow the spread of the disease, and conflicts which have led to a state of food scarcity. Border closures, lockdowns, and curfews intended to slow the spread of the disease have disrupted supply chains that, even under normal circumstances, struggle to keep markets well stocked and farmers supplied with necessary agricultural and livestock inputs. These disruptions could have a much larger economic impact on our region, with the United Nations estimating that well over 40 million people across West Africa will face desperate food shortages in the coming months. Moreover, disruption in food chains caused by labor shortages and low harvest could push the sub-region further into crisis, as a lot of our people rely on food systems for their jobs and livelihoods. COVID-19 has had its toll on their operations. We must act now, and together we can and must limit COVID-19's damaging effects on food security and nutrition. I convened this meeting to identify means by which we can be able to support and complement the work of the ECOWAS Commission in mitigating the negative impact of COVID-19 on agricultural production and food security in the region. I am hopeful that in the next few days, the deliberations will lead to innovations and strategies to alleviate these challenges.
Audio Jungle.